On Sports Matters now, seasoned cyclist Dricus Coetzee took the men's overall victory at the 2023 Tour de Windhoek, which concluded last month at the Von Bach Dam outside Okahanja. Now, Dricus Coetzee also added the Nedbank Cycle Challenge title to his credentials in Windhoek last month, holding off Connie Lusser of Switzerland to claim honors. Dricus is now in studio to tell us more about his achievements and, of course, his cycling journey. Always good to have you here. Very good morning to you. How are you feeling today?
Thank you very much for having me. No, I'm great this morning.
Are the legs rested? Are the joints feeling okay?
Yeah, I think they should. They deserve a bit of rest, eh?
Very much. Dricus, I want to take you back to December. Of course, you did not the impossible, but something that you wanted to do for a very long time, of course, winning the Desert Dash. You've been looking for that for a very long time. Let's go back to December and how that was for you.
Yeah, for sure. The Dash has challenged me in many ways. Yeah. We all know it. I've been trying to win the solo Dash for a couple of years now, with mechanical failures and crashes right 5 days before the race, not even allowing me to start. Yeah. Last year, everything came together. I know my preparation was extremely well. Yes. I knew I was having a good day straight. When we started, I went out and I just rode my pace. I knew I was going to be hard to beat on the day. Yeah. And everything went well. I never went through a dip throughout the race. Everything went smooth. Yeah. And mentally, I was also prepared for whatever would happen. Even if I needed to chase back, like in the previous years, I was ready for everything. I was ready for the elements that was going to come at us. Yeah.
And some very windy elements on that particular day, yeah?
Yeah, well, strange enough, on the start line, everyone complained about wind and heat, and I told everyone, well, it's not, there's not even so much wind this year, and it's not as hot as the previous years. Yeah. But when you look back, it was just me that was extremely well prepared for this race. So it shows you that preparation is everything leading up to a big race like that.
Absolutely. What did you do different, as compared to previous years? I mean, you rode in a fantastic time of 15 hours, 17 minutes and 9 seconds. As you rightfully put it, you're prepared for all eventualities, you're mentally, physically. But what did you do differently this time around that ultimately led, to you winning the solo dash?
I think the big success is I didn't put any pressure on myself. I went out there to enjoy it. Yeah. I went to the start line literally 5 minutes before the start. Wow. I was avoiding all the media, all the attention, because I knew there was lots of attention on me. Yep. So it also shows you when you put off the pressure of yourself, then results come by itself. You enjoy the ride and you just focus on what you need to do.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And that's happened on the day. Yeah.
I've always wanted to ask this question to people who are in motor racing, cycling, etc. Anybody who runs, even for instance, that feeling of having people behind you, chasing you practically. How do you deal with that and keep that focus here?
Yeah, for me, it's all about just pushing the pedals and feeling the power going into the pedals. I don't think about the chasers. I just think about myself and just think about, what I can control, control the controllables. Yeah. Whatever happens behind me is what's happening. I don't have control over that.
Yeah.
And if you're in the lead, you're already one step ahead. You're already in the comfort zone, I will put it that way. And you must just think about doing all the basic stuff right.
Absolutely. Dricus, you've accomplished so much, and you're only, 29? Are you turning 30 this year?
Yeah, yes. Yeah.
Imagine you're only
getting old.
I hope you're still using the youth, to very good use. You've won a number of competitions. You've really established yourself, as a household name in the cycling fraternity here in Namibia. Just when you're looking back at all your accomplishments, what would you say was the hardest competition that you've won?
I'll probably say the Munga Tankwa Grid, which I won last year in a record time, over 500 kilometers. With extreme winds, 50 to 60 kilometers wind, freezing, going up midnight on Oberg Pass. You obviously get blown off your bike as strong as that wind is, and it's cold, it's scary, it's mental tough. But then on the other note, I have to say that that Desert Dash is definitely up there with one of the most challenging races. I
mean, just the terrain itself,
The terrain, the elements, the wind, the heat, it might be misty at the coast.
Yes.
You go through so much during the race. And the Desert Dash just has something unique to it that makes it very special and very hard.
Very much. What are you eyeing next is the big question now.
Yeah, so after a successful season last year in 2023, it seems like I brought it over to 2023, having absolutely amazing results, winning the Tour de Windhoek a few weeks ago, which which was obviously a massive, massive achievement for myself and Namibian cycling. So I think I'm on the stage where I get my body to rest a bit.
True.
And then I'll go do some ultra-endurance races, go back to the races which I've won last year, all in preparation for the very, very big race I'm doing in October, which is called the Rhino Run.
Okay.
And it's 2,750 kilometers from Plettenberg Bay to Windhoek.
Oh my goodness.
So it's a race unsupported. It will take me about 9 days and 9 nights without support, without anything, just me and my bike on my own in the desert. So I want to go really challenge my limits and see where's the breaking point.
I think that's a bit extreme, to see how far you can go. Drick, it's always a pleasure to have you here. But, of course, such a young person, such an inspiration to many people. Of course, many of them watching the interview this morning as well. For any young cyclists, any young aspiring cyclists, what message do you have for them this morning?
Yeah, I think they must always remember that there's no such thing as failure. Yeah. Failure is only an opportunity to improve and get closer to your goals the next time. Mm-hmm. And also that, consistency is key. Yep. You must be consistent, you must be patient. Also, I didn't just get the results overnight. Yep. I've been in the cycling or in the sports community for years. And it's only now, after a few years, that I see, that the results come in.
So you need that patience as well, hey? Yeah.
For sure, definitely patience. And like I said, don't see failure as failure, see it as an opportunity to improve and get closer to your goal.
Absolutely. Just coming back to your age, you're turning 30 this year, have a good couple of years left still. But ultimately, at what age do you think you would hang up the paddles? I don't know, is that a correct saying, or hang up the bike?
Yeah, well, I think the time has come for me to move on to ultra endurance races. Mm-hmm. When you hit your 30s, 35, around there, you're on your peak on ultra endurance races. Mm-hmm. So I think it's not time to hang up anything. It's just time to move on to a different type of racing. Yes. Mm-hmm. And I think I will really excel in those type of races, which I enjoy the most.
If anything is to go by, your past accomplishments. Yeah. Always a pleasure to have you here, Dricus. Thank you so much, and all the best to you. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Just on this note, I would also just like to thank my sponsors.
Yes.
It takes a team. It might be me delivering and being in the spotlight out there, but all of my sponsors, the Janine Dave Trust, Hollard, Ndonga Toyota, BRG Bike Kinetics, Dio Pharma. I've got such an amazing team behind me, my family, my wife. Yeah. Just thank you for the Namibian cycling community as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And it's just me achieving, but I don't achieve these results by myself.
Right on, exactly. So kudos to them indeed. Thank you so much for being here, and I wish you all the best. Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
There you have it, seasoned Namibian cyclist Dricus Coetzee just talking to us about some of his more recent accomplishments of late. Of course, he won the Tour de Windhoek not too long ago. So just reflecting on that December Nedbank Desert Dash, where he won the solo race in a time of 15 hours, some 17 minutes and 9 seconds. Certainly saying that this is only the beginning. He will be, of course, exploring that ultra endurance racing just to see how far he can push, of course, those limbs, and we wish him all the best with that.